Driving down the street today, I saw a sign for lemonade. They were the cutest kids I'd ever seen in this front yard. As they handed me my glass, smiling, thinking to myself, man, what a picture perfect postcard this would make of America. It's a high school prom, it's a Springsteen song, it's a ride in a Chevrolet. It's a man on the moon and fireflies in June and kids selling lemonade. It's cities and farms, it's open arms, one nation under God. It's America. I got home, I flipped the TV on. I saw a little town that some big twister tore apart, and people came from miles around just to help their neighbors out. And I was thinking to myself, I'm so glad that I live in America. It's a high school prom, it's a Springsteen song, it's a ride in a Chevrolet. It's a man on the moon and fireflies in June and kids selling lemonade. It's cities and farms, it's open arms, one nation under God. It's America.
Hey, my name's Bentley. I'm an internship with Canoe Kentucky this year. A little bit about Canoe Kentucky. What are we doing now? We're out canoeing. That's a whole lot of what Canoe Kentucky is all about. One of the main emphases on Canoe Kentucky is the rental side of things. Canoe Kentucky has been renting canoes since 1981. It was first founded by Ed Council, and he has been the main owner and operator, he and his wife Beth, up until 2002, when his daughter Alice Nathan Deppenbrock took over the business. And that's when there's been a whole lot of changes started happening. The business has really grown since then. We started seeing a whole lot more emphasis on retail since then. But rentals are still a really big deal. We send on a good weekend during the summer, we'll put out 100 boats a day. What we do is we have 3 different trips we offer, all depend on water levels, of course. The main trips are the 6-mile trip and the 12-mile trip. The 6-mile trip we put in at a location 6 miles up from the shop. People float down to the shop, and that's where they end up, and their vehicle's already at the shop, so they can paddle all day, take the time, then get out and be at their vehicle, ready to go home. Or the 12-mile trip, they put in at the same spot as the 6-mile. They float down to the shop, they'll check in, we'll set up a pickup time, and then they'll float down to the Highway 127 bridge, which is an additional 6 miles, and we'll pick them up at that pickup time and bring them back to the shop. So those are our 2 main trips we do. When the water's up and the water's really good, we do what we call the Whitewater Hellraiser trip, and that's where we paddle the forks. We shuttle people up to the forks, and they'll actually float down to the normal 6-mile put-in. The forks is a definite class 2. Every once in a while there might be a rapid class 3, depending on the water level. We generally only rent that to experienced paddlers and people who have had a lot of experience. And if anyone else wants to go up, we usually ask that they take a guide with them, and we'll do guided raft trips up there. Or if they want to pay the extra money, we'll guide them ourselves for individual trips or individual lessons. So those are the main rental places we do. The other main thing is the Kentucky River. We do a lot of trips in the Kentucky River. It's nothing like this nice, calm, kind of quick-moving stream. It's flat water, really slow, but it's still water, and it's still good to get in when it's hot outside and you want to get cooled off. The Kentucky River trips we do, it's a 5-mile trip. we'll start at a place called Lee's Landing, and people will float down from there to downtown Frankfort, and we'll end at Riverview Park. We've spent most of the summer, and I've spent most of my internship working up at the river location because of the water levels on this Elkhorn Creek where we're at now. Up until about 10 days ago, we had zero water in this creek. You could walk across the creek and not even be able to touch the water. Just way too low to put boats. So, as a wise man once said, you got to do what you got to do, and that's what we did. We made the adjustments, and we moved on to the Kentucky River location to try to keep some business going and try to keep making some money. We also offer a whole lot of special trips. We offer, on weekends, we'll do guided trips on the Kentucky River. We'll do where you'll go down through, you'll go look at the locks and dams, you'll go travel up, see Daniel Boone's gravesite, you'll go to the Singing Bridge, and you'll learn a lot of the historical facts about the Kentucky River. You'll learn a little bit about the Buffalo Trace Distillery. We'll talk about what the river was like before they put the locks and dams in and pulled it all up. Some about the logging that went on there. We'll talk about Crawfish Bottoms, the really wild shanty town that used to be where downtown Frankfort is, and a whole bunch of other cool facts. So that's always a fun time. We offer those Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and definitely worth checking out sometime. Some of the other trips we offer, we have special events on Saturday nights. This week we're doing a singles night. We've previously had a couples night, and we've had a parents night out where parents can let their kids come paddle with us for a couple hours so they can have a few hours of quiet to themselves and can go out and do something and relax. And we have a big back to school night coming up where kids coming back to school can get one boat free. We've got a college night where it's buy one get one free boats. And we also do some moonlight paddles where we start at 9 o'clock at night right before dark, and we'll paddle for a couple hours after dark, where we kind of beat the heat and we're out of the weather a little bit. It's a little quieter on the water, it's a little more relaxing, and it's really enjoyable. With some of those guided trips at night, we offer refreshments, and it's just a really good time to come out and try something different with some paddling. When I first started my internship, I first started out as a boat monkey. What you do as a boat monkey is, your job is to make sure that there's boats put down for the people, and that when the people get back, that you take the boats back up. Without boat monkeys, this operation wouldn't be run. Boat monkeys are a very essential part of the business. What you do is, when people first show up, they'll go inside, they'll register, and they'll have a quick safety talk. They'll sign their waivers, and then they'll get life jackets and paddles, and the drivers will drive them down. And the boat monkeys are the ones who load the boats and unload the boats. So the boat monkeys will unload the boats for the people, whether it be canoe or kayaks, and they'll drop them down by the water, and the people will get them in them, and then they'll float. Then when the people get back, the boat monkeys, what you do is you pick the boats up, you'll haul them back up to the top of the ramp, back at the shop. They'll load them back on the trailers and get ready to do it all over again. So being a boat monkey is really physical work. You're out in the heat all day long. You're picking up lots and lots of boats that weigh anywhere from 60 pounds to 80, 90 pounds, and you're doing that multiple times over. But it's a good way to start, and I went from being a boat monkey to I started doing some driving. I drove the shuttle sometimes, shuttling people up to the different shuttle locations and picking people up. That was a neat experience for me. I learned how to back in a trailer, which is definitely harder than it sounds. I can still do it pretty well, whether it comes in straight every time or I can do it on the first try. That's not always true, but I can get the job done. After I did some boat throwing for a while and driving for a while, I learned a little bit about the retail side of things. I learned about the different types of boats. I went to a couple different conferences. The big Paddle Fest in Cincinnati I went to and worked a booth there. I went to the big Lake Cumberland fishing tournament, and I worked a booth there, and that really helped me learn about the boats and help promote the boats and the businesses. The main lines of boats we sell are Jackson boats and Liquid Logic boats, native, and we sell Hobies, which are, most of them are pedal-driven boats, and we started selling a few stand-up paddle boards now. We have a large variety of whitewater boats we sell. We're one of the only places in the state that actually sell whitewater boats, so we have quite a bit of business with that. We sell all kinds of accessories, everything from spray skirts to Canoe Kentucky mugs and stickers. And people are always stopping by the shop to see what we have and what they can buy. We do some trade-ins on boats, and we do sell a whole lot of new boats too. After I learned a little bit about the retail, I started doing reservations. I would take people would call and I would answer the phone, and I'd take their questions, I'd write down reservations, learn how to run the cash register and handles people's money, and how to do prepaid reservations, all that. And I did a little bit of kind of facilitation work, as I call it, where you take reservations, and then when the people are ready, you'll take them outside to get them started on the safety video. After the safety video, you do a quick safety talk, where you tell them about some of the different hazards they might encounter on the water, where the takeout is, and important information like that. And then you get them around the side where you get them sized up with life jackets, and make sure they have paddles, and then you get them up on the vehicles ready to be shuttled up. So those are a few different roles I've played. I've also done a whole lot of guiding while I've been an intern here. I've done not only the guided trips in the Kentucky River, but I've done some guiding on the Elkhorn Creek here. I did a nice whitewater rafting trip last weekend where we guided a group of 3 rafts down the forks. A whole lot of fun. Only got stuck a few times. Everyone got a little wet, and that was a great time. I've done a few guided trips, just taking people down the creek, making sure everyone's safe, making sure helping people learn how to paddle who don't really know how to paddle too well, just kind of instructing them. And that's really been a good learning experience for me, making me more comfortable as a guide and more comfortable in my teaching abilities. I went up and taught with Wes, the assistant manager here at Canoe Kentucky. I went up and taught a ACA canoe instructor class, canoe class up at Camp Courageous in Scottsville. That went very well. We did it for the staff, and they wanted to learn how to be better canoers and how to instruct better themselves for their campers. So we went up and took a day and taught them how to do that, which helped me with my ACA and practicing on my ACA instructing. But it's been a great internship. I've learned a lot. I feel like I've grown a whole lot, and I love to challenge myself, push myself to the next level, and this internship has definitely done that for me, and has definitely helped prepare me for my job searching and jobs in the future. All I can say is right now, it's another wonderful day on the Elkhorn Creek, and I'd like to get back to paddling. So thank you guys for joining in with us as I talked about my internship and the great experiences we have at Canoe Kentucky. And all I can say is come out and paddle with us, and you'll get to experience it for yourself. Thank you guys. We'll see you until next time.